What up, everybody? Welcome, Andrew.
I'm dancing to the music, man. I love that countdown music.
Okay, as long as it's dancing and not a stroke, we're good. Welcome, everybody, to the Nerd 10. Happy Friday. How you doing, guys?
Not too bad.
So, I was saying, and Ramel, you just popped in, so I don't know how much you heard about this. I was in the middle of telling these guys I had an idea. Was it this morning? Of like what happens to. So a little bit of context. So my grandfather, when he was, he lived to be like 104, which is amazing. What's up, KG? How you doing? But he had this thing. He's like, I'm never going to an old age home, right? He's like, he just wanted to kind of go in peace at his house, whenever that time would come. And I was like, all right. And so I started thinking about this, and I said, what if we had a geriatric suicide squad? so you could. I even came up with a byline like terminated by the terminal.
Oh,
Here, this is the better one. Hospice or hot lead?
okay.
Romel likes that one.
Right?
Yeah, actually, I do. I do like that one.
Battling with canes and walkers, KG says. Yeah, and I was like, it could start off like it could be actually the story. It could actually we could actually incorporate like the origin of Beelzebub in there, because you could have the start of it. Like, you remember the beginning of the movie Titanic, where it's the old woman getting interviewed, right? And she's like, the whole movie is basically her memory of being on the Titanic. So this could be Carl telling the story of his mom, grandma, whatever. And the actual plot is essentially the movie Overlord. Did you ever see Overlord?
I've seen Overlord, but I couldn't finish it for whatever reason. It started out really good, but
good. All right, hold on.
It couldn't stick the landing.
I thought it was great. It was super popcorn. It's not like the best movie in the world, but there's nothing wrong with it at all. It was really good. So here's the watch the trailer a little bit. So this is the trailer to Overlord.
Oh.
Three months ago, I was cutting grass in my front yard. And the mailman shows up with a letter from the army. Now I'm here. No idea where I'm going to end up.
Welcome to France.
What happened here? Some questions don't have good answers.
There's a lot of soldiers out there. There's only 4 of us.
Find out what's inside that compound.
Don't go in there, bro.
The whole thing is basically
What is this? A 1,000-year army. These 1,000-year soldiers.
What's behind that wall?
What do you do with those people?
It's kind of like World War II Resident Evil.
It is. It's World War II Resident Evil or
Is it
World War II
vampires
Hellboy.
or?
It's like it's just like
Zombies.
monsters. Yeah, zombies and monsters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen Frankenstein's Army?
No.
It's about Soviet troops that come across a German experiment where they have like Dr. Frankenstein or something making all these monsters.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
That's cool.
It's awesome. It's an awesome movie. It's on some of the free streaming services, or at least it was.
Oh, neat. Yeah, I'll have to check
I
it out.
I loved it. I bought the Blu-ray years ago. It's fantastic.
Oh,
That sounds like a movie right up your alley.
Yeah, and there's another movie called Blood Vessel. It's about these different Allied troops, like a Russian, a couple of U.S. soldiers, I think a British troop, are on this raft and lost at sea, and they stumble across this completely deserted Nazi ship. And they get on the ship, and it turns out the whole crew was wiped out by a vampire because of the occult stuff the Nazis were into, and they had found this vampire in Romania.
That's
Should we
cool.
watch the trailer?
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and the vampire's design is really good.
Oh, let's see.
Nice.
speaking
Can't
of which,
go wrong with Nazi occultism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called Blood Vessel.
there's so much material there. I agree.
I really hope they make more of them.
The Frankenstein's Army.
That too, yeah, and Blood Vessel. I'd love it if they made more. But this movie's really fun.
I'm gonna write that down.
It's not far. If we get a move on, we can be there by noon. You see anything? Come on! Let's move down to the church. What is that? Don't touch it! Don't touch it! What are you?
Told you not to touch.
Only the Nazis
Yeah.
would think of something like this. Sewing dead people together. Giving them knives for hands. It's insane.
Come in. Oh, don't be shy. Simple mechanics, engineering. Each one is still alive. It works.
Nice.
That's not even a good trailer.
Always misunderstood.
I love it when the Nazi scientists that are doing like the horrific things aren't pure evil, but they're actually like really happy-go-lucky kind of guys.
Yeah, look at these guys.
That's
Isn't
my
that
favorite.
cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. So creepy.
And Blood Vessel was the other one's the vampire one.
Oh, should I look at that too?
Yeah. Give it. Let me see if the trailer. That's not even that good of a trailer. Like that's not even what I saw that sold me on buying the movie.
Where's Big Dust tonight? Where's Dusty Dust?
That's
That was
the
lady?
family stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh, there's a Blood Vessel 2023. Oh wait, that looks totally different. Oh, yeah, that's not it. Okay, this one is it. This is the one. We can pass the commercial. All right, here we go. Let's see. I love watching trailers, man.
Oh, I jump on.
says,
I jump on YouTube and I just hit trailers.
yeah. KG says, good thing those trailers would scare Dusty. True.
You know what I think is strange?
To the other one. Hey, what was your thought, old boy? Oh, no.
Always is fighting and shouting. No one comes to see.
Engine's running, but nobody's home.
I bet this tub's still crawling with krauts.
What the? I heard Fly Boys talking about gremlins causing all kinds of trouble.
You know, whatever happened on this ship, this wasn't gremlins. Something far more real. And that was strange.
Hello, darling. Was this yours?
Cheers. I saw that coming.
Get fucked.
Been killing monsters for years. Few more one hurt.
Yeah, I've been through worse.
Nice.
They didn't even show the main.
Easy to kill, no? Just mad as a cat's name. Piece of piss, mate.
They didn't even show like the main vampire in that trailer, which they don't show much in the movie, but he kind of has almost like a bat head.
Oh, cool.
Hey, do you guys remember a few years ago, like someone crowdfunded a Nazi secret moon base movie, Iron Sky?
Yes,
Yeah, Iron Sky.
I saw that.
Oh yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find it on Tubi.
All right.
Was it good?
Yeah,
it was
pretty good.
It's pretty cheesy.
Yeah,
It is what it is, basically. I think.
It
I don't
knows-
think they really took themselves seriously in that movie. It was never meant to be such.
I'm looking
At
at
least in my opinion.
Is that the one with I'm trying to think.
I don't think they had any A-list or B-list actors attached to it. I don't remember seeing any.
No,
Okay, never mind. I'm thinking of something else then.
It was totally crowdfunded. Hey Todd, when you got a moment, there's a couple things I want to bring up, but
Okay.
No, but that trailer, Blood Vessel, that almost reminds me of the one movie that came out fairly recently called The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Oh yeah, I watched that. It wasn't bad.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's a an adaptation of what happened on the Demeter on the way to London in the Dracula.
So is that based off a real urban legend or what?
Dracula.
Well, I mean,
in the original book, Dracula, the Demeter is the ship that pulls into port with no living person on it, and that's how Dracula gets from Transylvania to Europe.
London.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And in the book, the book is all excerpts from newspaper clippings and journal entries and all. It's not a story. It's based on clippings and stuff like that. And in the book, there's a newspaper article about the Demeter pulling into port with no living soul on it.
Yeah.
All that is seen is like a giant wolf that they see near the dock, and that's it. So there was no written story of what happened on the boat. This is a movie that kind of tried to fill in the gaps. But from what I understand, they changed the story that there was a survivor in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In the book, Bram Stoker's Dracula, there were no survivors on the boat.
It was that style of writing is called an epistolary novel. It's it's a literary convention where the story's told, through a series of letters between the main characters. It was very, very popular back long time ago. No one really does it anymore.
That's interesting. How's that different from because they've converted certain poems and fairy tales into like feature length movies, like Beowulf was actually a poem, and they turned that into like a feature length movie, which I'm pretty sure they took a shitload of liberties in that.
Yeah, they did. Beowulf is I don't think it's actually been done, in its original form, which is sad because in its original form, it's actually pretty badass. I think the closest that I ever came to was a movie called Eaters of the Dead, starring Antonio Banderas, which is based on a Michael Crichton novel, which is based partly on Beowulf.
Wow, I was listening to that just this morning. They was talking about it ended somebody's career because it was a box office bomb.
Yeah, I think it was like one of the last movies that Richard Donner or no the guy
It wasn't Donner. It wasn't Donner. It was
it was the guy who directed Die Hard. Yeah, Die Hard director.
No, he also did Predator too.
Yeah,
I think.
I thought Beowulf was awesome.
John McTiernan. But the problem is that he then got caught up in a Hollywood scandal where it turns out he was like hiring a PI to to track people he didn't like in Hollywood, and he's almost went to jail, and he's basically blacklisted now. But
weird. Hey Todd, can we watch the Shogun trailer that's showing there? Have you guys ever read the book Shogun? James Clavel
right now.
It's one of the best books I've ever read, and they made a mini series in the early '80s with Richard Chamberlain.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
I remember that.
Yeah, and this is the new one. I knew they were making it, but I assume that's what this trailer is. I don't know.
You want to see it?
Yeah. It's a new it's a new adaptation.
Yeah.
Isn't it coming on FX or something like that?
Yeah. It's,
All right, here it goes.
Maybe fate brought you here for a reason.
Yes.
Bam!
Maybe you'll live long enough to find out what it is. I won't die in this wretched land.
My master asks what you seek here.
To vanquish our common enemies. Dear God, you don't know their games.
己の敵の正体が分かっておらぬのじゃ。
出陣やむなし。いいえ。The ultimate rank a mortal can achieve. Shogun.
Well, they certainly didn't pull any punches with the blood in that.
Yeah, it could be good.
That looks fucking amazing.
Yeah. I think they changed the role of the princess a little bit, or the daughter of the shogun. Like that was her spinning the. That never happened in the book. I think they like beefed up her role. I read some people are like, whatever, a little pissed about it, but I don't care. That looks awesome.
No,
that book.
It's weird. If you I've noticed that there's a real difference between samurai movies that are made by Western studios and those that are actually made by Japanese. So in Japan, there's this thing called NHK, which is like the state broadcaster, has this thing called the Taiga drama, which is literally like every year they do a massive Jidai Geki, like a basically a samurai TV series that lasts about like a full episode, and it's in also Japanese samurai movies. It's a very different approach. It's not as much more talky, not as much not as much combat, much more Japanese in style. Let me put it to you that way.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you watch Japanese TV shows made in Japan for Japanese audiences, they have a very different acting style.
Yeah.
It's much more melodramatic, more exaggerated. It's not because Western film acting was really invented by Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks back in the silent era, because they were theater actors, and they theater acting traditionally was like very melodramatic, big gestures, because you wanted to be able to. Todd looks bored, but Todd, I'm not boring you, am I? All right, never mind. I don't care if I am.
No, you're good. I'm just
it's like basically you would have if you're playing on like an old fashioned theater without amplification, you needed to like enunciate and like big and melodramatic, because the people in the cheap seats needed to be able to see you and hear you. But it didn't really work, and it didn't really work on film because close-ups.
Right.
Japanese acting, they still keep a lot of that, I think. I mean, there's especially with like a lot of like historical dramas. There's a lot of kabuki actors who moonlight as film actors, and they don't. It's changed now, but like you watch like a lot of Japanese TV shows, and it's you can tell the difference, in the acting styles, and I see that too with like with this, Shogun, and like watching Sekigahara, which is basically a samurai movie set in the same. It's a Japanese samurai movie that's set in the same era. You can tell the difference. Todd, am I boring you?
No, I'm listening. I'm just also looking at comics. It's Friday. I'm chilling. Sure, I am.
You're hurting my feelings, man.
No, I'm listening.
I have to go and commit seppuku now because my glorious leader thinks I'm boring.
No, you're not boring. I'm chilling out, bro. Okay.
That's what I did. That's what I did, because I read that book in 10th grade. I was like seriously failing history class.
Yeah.
And not because I wasn't good at it. I love history. I just didn't do shit. And we were supposed to do a big historical book report, and I was like way behind. And my teacher was like, she's like, this is a big book. It is a big book, but it's, also very heady. She's like, but I think you'll like it. And man, I fucking devoured that book. It was so awesome. And then we had to make a movie poster, right?
Yeah.
So I made the movie poster of the Japanese like gate and the ship coming through it, and it was like, read this book or commit seppuku.
Clavell was a very good writer. I mean, James Clavell. He actually, I didn't really like Shogun that much because but my favorite book by him is actually called Taipan, which is so James Clavell, he was a British writer. He was actually imprisoned in World War II by the Japanese in the Pacific. He then wrote like a series of what he called his Asian saga, which is basically it starts with I think actually Shogun is the first one, and it ends with with a novel set during the Iranian Revolution. But the best one I liked was the one called Taipan, which is about the founding of Hong Kong. And there actually was another TV series around the same time. Didn't do as well because it let me this way: that particular book has a Chinese concubine speaking English in a Scottish accent. It doesn't really work on screen.
I don't know. I love those period pieces. Any of those kind of films, the big epic films that show the like the Chinese dynasties at their height and just the pomp and circumstance of the royal court and everything.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them on Netflix. You know, if you look at them, I mean, to be honest, I find a lot of those shows kind of boring because it's just like a lot of talking for much of it because they have to pad it out. But apparently that's what Chinese audiences like in their historical epics. I just want to see some blood and guts. You know?
Yeah, I'm all for. I'm a big appreciator of set design. Like the Japanese, they're like, they're top notch when it comes to their set designs and just their fashion.
Well, the thing is, I think a lot. You know, it's like back in the old movie studios in the golden age. They actually had like, you know, when the studios still had their own lots in like downtown in Los Angeles. Like the studios had like their own generic Western town sets, and you know, like every time they did a movie, they changed them up a little bit, but it was all the same sets, you know. And you know, if you watched enough movies, you could see like, oh yeah, there's a saloon, there's the barbershop, there's a church. I think, you know, Japanese movies, you know, it's kind of the same thing. They have like their own generic jidaigeki sets that are, I guess, are recycled. That's what I've read, but they're all very well done. I mean, I think my favorite live action samurai movie is the well, you got. I mean, if there's a manga called Rurouni Kenshin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Familiar.
The live action version of that's actually really good. I mean, it's obviously not historically accurate because I don't think the Japanese in the 1860s had guys running around with like Gatling guns for their right arms, but but it's
why not? I mean, come on.
Well, think about it. I mean, you know, physically it would be impossible. You know in the Predator movies where they have like Jesse Ventura with like the Gatling gun.
Yeah.
They actually I think someone actually tested that out in real life, and they found that if you actually fired a Vulcan cannon like that in real life, you could only fire short bursts because if you didn't, you'd basically be blown off your feet from the recoil.
Yeah, it's 308, dude.
Yeah.
That's why only Jesse Ventura can do it.
Well, even he is like, you know, he was firing. I think, you know, obviously in the movies he's firing blanks, so the recoil is a little bit less. Oh, by the way, fun fact: you know, a gun firing blanks can still kill you if you like fire really close because of the expulsion of gas alone can actually cause damage. There's an actor in Hollywood who actually tried to do that, who found that out the hard way back in the 80s.
Yeah,
you know,
isn't that how Brandon Lee died? It was still a blank there, right? But
shot.
Well, there was a piece of debris in the barrel.
Right.
And the armor just didn't catch it in time, and it was fired at short range. There was actually an actor in Hollywood who just for a lark like loaded a gun with a blank and put it to his forehead, you know, put it to his temple and pulled the trigger, and he actually ended up killing himself because like it's still hot gas coming out of the barrel.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of fun. You know, I mean, that's actually the reason why nowadays when you watch movies with like gunfire, they're not using guns anymore. They don't actually use like blanks anymore because of safety concerns. They're using like rubber guns a lot of times, and then they're just CGIing like the sparks later. I mean, you can
depends.
You can always tell that it's fake because there's no recoil when they shoot.
Yeah.
Sorry, went off topic.
No, it's good.
No, honestly, I think with movies they ought to have a guy there specifically to handle gun safety. Like
they do. It's just they screw up.
That's what happened with the Baldwin dude, right?
Yeah, Rust. Yeah, exactly.
It was the armor. It's called the onset armor, I think, or Master of Arms. But you know, it's a lot. You know, it's it's like, you know, if I think there's isn't there actually, I think there's a course you can actually take that's from the NRA on how to do that. But you know, it's a lot of work. You know, actors aren't always careful about it. And just the insurance costs alone, can make it more than it's worth.
Well, the dummies on the set of Rust were also using live rounds.
Right. Yeah,
and shooting the guns. It's like those live rounds shouldn't have even been on set.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real stupid.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing though. Is remember John Schneider, from the Dukes of Hazzard. After that happened.
Oh yeah.
He did a bunch of videos where he actually tested out the story using the exact same kind of gun, and it didn't really add up. I mean, those old revolvers are they can be tricky. There's all those old single shot revolvers. Anyway,
honestly, what they should do is they should
single
have
action.
Yeah. They should have a guy there, like all the guns that are going to be used in the movie. Have a guy. They have a lockbox where he has the only key. Like whenever he uses them, he puts them in the lockbox until the next day.
That's what they're supposed to do. Stuff like that. They didn't. It's negligence all the way around, from Baldwin to the armorer.
Right. Anyway,
cockiness, man, cockiness.
Anyway, not to change the subject, but obviously I'm changing the subject because I've got a couple of things I want to get off my chest.
Oh God.
No, nothing like that. So after we met up last week, I went back to the Saturday MegaCon thing, and I went to two panels that were really interesting. The first was with the man himself, Captain Kirk, Billy Shatner, and I gotta say, I have never had more fun at a panel than I had with him. I mean, I was walking out of there with a smile on my face. That man knows how to work a room.
Yeah, he does.
And and he wasn't even talking. He was just basically there to plug like a cruise he was doing, like a Star Trek themed cruise to Antarctica. That's why he was there, basically.
Whoa, really?
And he did it so well that people were just cracking up. He was telling stories about. My favorite story is about apparently how basically when he was doing like a show in the 80s, and he basically got punched out by George Foreman.
Did he?
Wait,
really?
what?
Yeah, he did a, I forget what it was called. It was like either before or after he did TJ Hooker, which by the way, which is apparently a bit of a sore spot with him. Don't bring it up. I'm not sure why, but so he goes on there, and apparently they did one scene where they were in Thailand, and he had to like get into a room with George Foreman, and they were just faking it. But apparently, like Shatner says, and this is after Foreman cleaned up his act and basically found God, and he was like by that point he was a preacher. Shatner says he his fist connected with Foreman's face, and he says he can also remember like the big smiley happy Joe disappear and the old like killer boxer come back, and the next thing he knows they were carrying him out of the ring.
Dude, that dude is like insanely. Cause what is he like 90?
He's 90, but he looks
crazy lucid, man. He
looks really spry.
Oh yeah.
But no, it's like I mean, he was just talking to people, and they're at it's like they had a Q&A where they actually got people from the audience. They actually had that this year, which is interesting. And yeah, he just answered all the questions. He was really polite. We didn't get that many done because like he would give answers and he would go off on tangents. And yeah, he talked about he talked about the episode where he had to the Twilight Zone episode, the one with the gremlin on the plane wing, and he said that he never liked that because he pointed out, hey, wait a minute, we're flying at like 20,000 feet. And the gremlin standing on the wing, wouldn't he get blown off? But apparently the people doing the Twilight Zone back then didn't really care.
They rode on the lightning and shit, didn't they?
I guess.
At least that's how it was in the like John Lithgow version. There's lightning and there's like.
So after that, I
think the lightning just highlighted the silhouette of the actual gremlin.
Yeah, which according to him was actually a Czechoslovakian acrobat, which for some reason caused the whole room to crack up. I think it's just the way he said it, like Czechoslovakian acrobat. And apparently, like someone apparently he's also releasing another album of music, so be prepared.
Is it in Esperanto?
No, it's apparently someone someone asked him about his old music when they kind of like twitted him about it, and Shatner was a really good sport about it. But then he started like taking this guy apart about it, like saying, wait a minute, if you hate this stuff so much, why did you listen to it? And like this guy was like stammering. And this is before the guy got around to asking his question. And Shatner's like it's like a comedian like taking a he's being heckled, and he basically like takes the heckler apart.
Oh yeah, he does it on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, he's epic.
He gets these like Twitter fights with random people.
No man, no, the Shatner he Shatnerized the guy.
Yeah,
he's a real
which
pro.
I love. It's like a 92-year-old man, superstar. Most like celebrities, they don't run their own Twitter. They have like their assistant do it, right?
No, it was a choice between that and going to the panel with Sophia Boutella, the chick from that horrible Star Wars ripoff that Netflix did.
No,
Rebel Moon.
Yeah, Rebel Moon.
She's actually pretty hot.
She's really hot, but it was a choice between that and Shatner. And sorry, Sophia, Shatner's got my heart. So,
have you seen the trailer for the second part?
They have a trailer ready?
Yeah. It looks good, except it gets really, really hokey at the very end.
Hold on, I gotta pull it up.
Well, before you do, so the second one was it was a mixed panel of the guys from Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, and Eric July. So kind of like alt-right heaven, at least it was for me. And I'm thinking, and it didn't really answer a lot of questions. It was because like it was all their fans in there, all the fans of their podcasts and streams. So it was more like every question was kind of like, I love you. Have my can I have your baby? Basically, even though I'm like a 30-year-old male virgin living in his mama's basement, stuff like that. And Eric July, they the same thing. But I know this because if you look around on MegaCon, you'll see like a video of the panel, and I'm there in the very beginning, sitting there, and I gotta say, I do not film well.
Oh yeah, I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, do look it up, man. I mean, I'm
Are you like picking your nose or something?
No, I'm just sitting there, but like I'm like everyone in there is like wearing like a Mario Brothers costume, or like like a really colorful T-shirt, with like a band or an anime character, and I'm just a guy sitting there in like cargo shorts and a gray sweatshirt, and with 3 months worth of like uncut hair and beard. I literally look like an overweight homeless guy. So, and the thing is, I'm just one of those guys. I don't photograph well and I don't film well. But yeah, check it out, Todd. You'll
I'll have to see. I'm looking at it. I don't see you, but
I'm in the very beginning. I'm in the crowd. So you'll see.
Hold on.
Speaking of,
don't play it because I cherish my anonymity.
Speaking of getting something off my chest.
Oh, actually, before you do, I got one last thing. Also, I just published a book, so put in
nice
shameless plug. Put it in the private chat. Please share it. Buy my book. I eat coffee.
Put it in the public chat so other people buy it.
There we go. Well, there you go. Look at that. Here, I'll that's a big ass link.
Yeah, it's Amazon. What are you gonna do?
That's what she said.
All right, I'm done. All right, guys, I'm done. You can. Sorry to monopolize the time.
No, you're good. You never have to apologize, man.
There's so many episodes he never says anything. He says something for a couple of minutes this time. I'm sorry. Like, shut the fuck up, dude.
I'm Japanese. I'm half Japanese. We apologize for everything.
Shut up, Zach.
I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry.
I saw this in the latest DC previews.
This is a DC book?
This is the cover to the Harley Quinn 2024 annual, featuring Harley Quinn and Zatanna.
Oh, nice.
That's Zatanna in the background, by the way. Two of probably hands down the most sexiest characters in the DC universe. And guess who they get to not only write but draw this issue?
I don't know. It's very amateurish, so I don't know.
Erica Henderson, the girl who made Squirrel Girl. I was going to say popular, but that really isn't the way to
Is
say
this
it.
her art?
Yes, this is her doing.
She's gotten worse.
She used to draw good.
Did anybody notice that this is Harley Quinn in a bikini and she's missing something? I almost think this is an advertisement. This is a Go Curl Power. I just had a double mastectomy type of, cover.
God.
I mean, I'm okay with that, but her face is busted. Like, that's just doesn't look good at all.
This is not Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it could be another character. Like, why would you call it something and it could be something else?
This is the cover.
It's like you totally missed the mark, like missed it completely.
I thought that was a giant potato chip until I read.
Yes, that's what I thought it was.
Thing with
What
the
fuck
hat.
is that?
Supposedly a hat, a giant hat. Yeah,
that's not.
God. This is awful.
It's fucking terrible. I didn't know
that's
that's not a cover. I mean, maybe it looks like a postcard, maybe a pinup or something. That's not a cover.
That is the cover, and this is the second cover, the alternate cover, which is actually, honestly, a better cover.
There's more.
That's a better cover.
Well,
Hold on.
The average third grader could do better.
This is the alternate cover.
That's better.
But still, this is
a little better.
Like, to hire the artist to draw this requires contempt for the characters and contempt for the fans.
I also wonder. I mean, because she's not a bad artist. I wonder if
She's not a bad artist.
I wonder if and this is just thinking like being realistic. Like, I know page rates aren't what they used to be.
Yeah.
If you're not getting paid a lot, why are you?
You're not going to try hard.
Right. You're just going to bang it out to kind of get the paycheck. You know what I mean? Do the best you can in the time you're given. Because it's like, look, if your rate is X and they've cut it, you're not going to lower your rate. You're just going to lower the time you spend on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of the same thing.
KG says that's terrible.
So I recently went to the comic book store.
Yes. Let's see.
And I bought one book.
Okay.
And it was a book I was actually very excited about. It was Dynamite's relaunch of the Thundercats.
Hold on. That's a cool cover.
And
yeah,
I have to tell you that I was disappointed in this book as soon as I picked it up off the shelf.
Why?
Well, first off, it's very, very thin. It's almost to the point where there's nothing there. Literally, when I got done reading it, I had to go back and count how many pages there were because I was so unsatisfied with what was in here.
There's really
like 15 pages.
I have
32 pages with 24 pages of story, and the art.
Before you continue, I'm just gonna say this. I have a major beef with like printing like that, where if you hold it up, like the comic should be flat, like it's a floppy, not like when the comic like you can see the staple in the center because it doesn't stay flat. Like hold it up again. Yeah, you see that?
Oh yeah.
That drives me nuts.
Well,
it's a stiffy.
Yeah.
All the covers were cardstock covers, so they're thicker covers.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing that disappointed me. This was $4.99.
Mm-hmm.
The week before, I bought Ghost Machine #1 from Image Comics for $4.99.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a double thick, huge book for the same price. And there was so much more in this. Granted, it's not really my cup of tea. There's some good art in it, but we'll have to see. But I probably will not go back for the second issue of this. One of the funny things is, remember how I think Zach mentioned it, how Rob Liefeld did a cover for the series?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good cover. But if you want to see it, there's actually a cover gallery in the back of this book that takes up
Jesus
5 pages.
Holy shit!
Of alternate covers 5 pages of alternate covers. Now, there is one on here that actually is kind of cool. You probably can't see it. Well, let me see if I can zoom in. Jay Lee did a 4 cover.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's like the X-Men #1 by Jim Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
cool.
supposedly they're putting out a special edition where, wrong finger, where it's all 4 together. But that's Jay Lee did the art. But there's like 5 or 6 Rob Liefeld versions.
I just gotta say, when you're doing more variant covers than pages in the interior of your book, it's not about the book. You don't care about the story or the art. You're just selling the covers.
This is absolutely to sell the covers. And
what's the inside look like? Can you show a couple of pages or something?
I've been told, I've read a review of this where the person said the artist, whose name is Drew Moss, was doing his best attempt at an Ed McGuinness style.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that.
I mean, I'm not either, but I could see the Ed McGuinness try.
Yeah, well, Ed McGuinness did a Thundercats book.
Yeah, and the Ed McGuinness book was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the colors are too flat to me.
Yeah. Well, I also don't like it when artists just say they don't worry about shadow or detail and they just let the colors figure that shit out.
Yeah, yeah. But it's
that's kind of, you got to really trust your colors.
Thundercats.
Yeah.
Well, the review I read or the review I saw said Thundercats. No. But yeah, this was and I don't know why they fucked up Tigra. He's got like a big mustache. Yeah.
Huh?
Wait, what?
He's got like a mustache.
He looks like Wilford Brimley.
Yeah.
And Tiger had a baby. You guys diabetes.
Needless to say, it was
diabetes.
It was rather disappointing. And you remember the whole thing with Cecil, the cash grab?
Mm-hmm.
This is just utterly nothing but a cash grab.
Yeah. You can't have, I mean, it's really if you're going to have 50 variant covers and a 20-page book and the artist is clearly not getting paid enough or you didn't get Jay Lee to do the interiors, did you?
Yeah. Well, Cecil was a bit. The bit was you were going to back the book and you were never going to get it, but we got the book.
Eventually.
Yeah, well. But
here, Andrew mentioned Rebel Moon Part 2. Let's check it out.
They're nightmares.
Some really great visuals,
Together to defend.
Well, Zack Snyder.
You must know you cannot win.
Gather every hunting rifle, every knife, every round of ammunition in the village. That's impressive. The time has come for all that you love. Show them no mercy.
You stand between us and annihilation.
Tell me what we're trying to achieve here.
The same thing as the last time we met. I kill you.
It definitely looks better. The trailer looks not bad.
Let's take our limited amount of ammunition that we have and use it on scarecrows.
Yeah. Not only that, I'm in charge of this massive army, so I'm going to announce myself coming in plain view rather than land on another part of the planet and sneak up on them.
Or
Possibly at
just
night.
blast them from the sky because they're all in one little village. A farming village. I mean,
really. I'm pretty sure they have better weapons than nukes in the future. So why you can't drop the equivalent of a nuke on that village and just be done with it?
Well, the bad guy's costume consists of a shirt and tie. So, yeah, they don't have nukes in the future. They
got
barely have
those
laser
spaceships
beams.
that were landing on it. There's a little TIE fighter wannabe thing. So, like, they could have just, like, come out and shot up the village with lasers and been done with it.
Yeah.
Oh, Zack Snyder. I really liked him early on in his career. I thought he was a genius. And now I'm kind of like, yeah.
Well, I think the best movies to his credit, definitely 300. No argument there.
Yeah.
And Watchmen.
Sucker Punch was good. It was entertaining.
Watchmen was
Sucker Punch was visually entertaining. Story wise, it was hard to follow.
That story sucked.
Yeah. I love the visuals though.
Oh, the visuals.
Yeah, the visuals were like, it was just wasted on a story that was weak.
I think Snyder's one of those directors. You know, he's like one of those artists who he works really well with, with stories that aren't his.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. If you give him good source material, he can deliver something visually that's cool.
I mean, the KZ, what's terrible? I hope it's not my book, but
he was talking about the Harley Quinn cover at the time.
Oh, okay, thanks. No, but it's like when he did the Watchmen. I mean, I know people slagged it because it wasn't exactly like the comic, and Alan Moore being Alan Moore, he basically disavowed it. But I thought as a movie, it stood pretty well. I mean, it got as close as you're going to get, like 2-hour movie to the actual comic. I mean, it was, and 300 was good, and
300 was awesome.
And his version of the Justice League, when they finally released it, was actually pretty interesting. But I guess he's just one of those guys. He has to have someone around him to kind of like yank his chain for every once in a while and say, "No, that's not going to work." Like some artists, when they're basically given freedom from the editors, it doesn't really work very well. I mean, just look at Waterworld.
Yeah, well, that's Netflix's fault because they're just like, boom, we landed Zack Snyder, boom, boom. Yes, sir, do what you like. Zack Snyder, big director, Netflix. That's probably all in his contract. I get full authority over my film. No one's gonna tell him no. Same thing like how George Lucas, no one told him no. That looked better, but then the trailer for the first one also looked super fire too. So there's a lot to say about the editing. Where the whole thing fell apart was the actual dialogue and some of the pacing and stuff. But
the guy running off the cliff and jumping onto a griffin, that was freaking awesome, man.
I still don't get the like I'm dead, hook me up to the bubbly thing talking to. I mean, I get what was going on, but why did that revive him? They acted like if they didn't get it done immediately, then he wouldn't be able to communicate with the Overlord dude. And I was like, okay, they're gonna suck the last brain juice out of him, right? And like so he can tell the guy, hey, your daughter's alive, whatever. But then he just like gets back out. I think I liked that. That was probably maybe my favorite scene where they're hooking him up to all that weird shit. But it just didn't quite deliver. It didn't quite make sense in the end. I don't know.
I think he overuses slow motion. It's
hell yeah.
It's cliche now.
Yeah, it's definitely become cliche.
Because me and a coworker of mine, we talk about movies like all day long, and we talked about a number of things. Like if I made a movie, certain things would be outlawed. The overuse of slow motion would be outlawed. I would never use gratuitous slow motion. I would never have a character get shot and he you know how they like kind of look at the bullet hole and look at the blood and then they pass out.
Oh,
That would be
yeah.
outlawed. That would be outlawed.
That's a classic.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a trope.
Yeah, like they don't realize they have the giant hunk of metal like sticking through their their gut.
Yeah.
They're like, did we make it? And then the other guy's like, look down, like, oh God.
Yeah.
Please
But you know
carry
what?
on. You carry on. You know, it's like.
But you know who did that? But it was kind of forgivable. If you ever watched the movie The Mexican with Brad Pitt
Oh,
and James Gandolfini,
I haven't seen
it
that.
was the last guy. Everything was about that gun, and Julia Roberts had it, and she shot that guy, and you didn't realize he was shot because the gun went off, and everybody was staring, and he's like kind of looking around like what, and all of a sudden he starts choking, and he pulls back his turtleneck, and he has a big ass hole in his neck. Like, dude, really, you didn't feel that?
Yeah, right.
It was a great movie, but up until that part, it reminded me I was watching a movie.
Right.
Other than that, I was fully invested, but that part just reminded me, hey, I'm watching a movie.
Yeah, a little too fake at that point, right? Like a
Yeah.
little takes you out of the disbelief thing.
Yeah, I could take some fakeness, but come on, man, like really.
Speaking of fake, Andrew, would you pick any books up? Any graded books?
I did pick up some graded
I
books,
see that stack there, my friend.
and these are not for my collection. So
Uh-oh.
I'll actually be going to the store. I've already got some that I know people might be interested in. So, but do you want to see them?
Yeah, solo layout. There you go, buddy.
I got 3 Amazing Spider-Man issues and 1 Fantastic Four. The first one is Amazing Spider-Man number 116. This has got a John Romita senior cover. It's from 1973. Oh my gosh, so this is almost as old as me. It's an 8.5 with white pages, but
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cover.
that
Nice
cover
cover.
went on sale at auction not that long ago.
I think we actually talked about this when it
I think
came when we
showed-
saw
yeah,
that.
I think I showed it. I think I showed it on stream.
So
Oh yeah, that's a good cover.
nice
Good cover.
Next up, Amazing Spider-Man number 218 from 1973. Oh, geez, these are just slightly older than me. This one also has a John Romita cover. This is an 8.0. Look at that.
Yeah, it's so good.
Isn't that a pretty cover, too?
John Romita is one of my all-time faves, man.
Yeah, he's definitely a legend.
This is issue number 176. It's a Ross Andrew cover. The Green Goblin appearance. But what have you done to Flash Thompson? It's a 9.2 copy. The really nice cover of him.
I always liked Ross Andrew. That's a gorgeous cover, but I could never get deep into his artwork. I don't know.
Well, I love the shadow. Like, you know who it is,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, that cover's sick, dude. I love the layout. I love it.
And then last but not least for the Amazing Spider-Man is issue number 250, which was a Hobgoblin appearance. And this is a JRJR cover featuring
nice.
Hobgoblin fighting
That's
it out
dope.
in a torrent of fire. And the Hobgoblin in the corner box says, "It's great, steal it." And then this one is Fantastic Four number 194 from 1978. It has a George Perez cover and features the death of Darkoth, Diablo, and the Impossible Man appear. This is issue number 194, Fantastic Four. It's just a really great looking cover.
That's really, really cool.
That's cool. Nice colors.
It's a 9.4 copy too.
Yeah.
So
Is that John Byrne?
no, it's a George Perez.
George Perez. Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
That's really good. That's really good.
Yep. And those 5 will be going to the store this weekend.
Awesome.
So, yes, I am. Thank you very much. I only bid and won on one other comic this week, so I've been slowing down.
What did you win?
It was an Incredible Hulk annual number 8. It's got him facing off against Sasquatch on the cover. It's just like a really cool looking cover. But I've got a stack of books that I need to send off to be graded, and I'm just trying to decide what's going to go out first.
Yeah. Do you want our help?
No, I got a collection of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic from Dark Horse. Turns out it's a 50-issue run, and like 3 or 4 of the issues are like big money books, first appearances of characters. And turns out all of the books were in that collection that I bought, including issue number 9, which is like a $350 book for some reason.
Holy crap.
So, yeah.
You had a good haul, man.
I did. And now it's just a matter of... And that's $350 ungraded. So, graded, if it comes in high, it's... Yep.
Was it graded?
It's not graded yet.
No, what would it be graded? Would it be like 500 plus?
I have no idea. I do have some books here that I'm...
because some books in a high grade triple.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. I got a couple of classic ones here that might be worth taking a look at. Yeah, I'll show you these. These are in my stack to potentially be graded. This is Fantastic Four, issue number 153.
That's gorgeous.
Just a great looking cover. Now, the issue's beat up. There's some corner digs. I mean, this is not a 9.8 or a 9.6. This might be an 8.0 or less. But still,
look at that logo. I don't recognize that logo style. That looks really cool. Where do you get these books, dude?
These are part of trade, and this one's got it's nicked. The spine's all nicked up, and it's not any major appearance of anybody. I think it's actually a first appearance of this one bad guy, but I don't think he's important at all. But it also has one of the Marvel stamps in it, so it's complete with the Marvel stamp. So,
oh, cool.
That might make it more valuable. New Teen Titans issue number 26. First appearance of Terra was in this issue.
Really?
Yep.
That's before Judas contract.
Yep. Right before that, actually. This is a fantastic looking issue of Doctor Strange. This is issue number 10.
Oh, sure.
It's not a big money book, but I pressed it and it looks so nice. I may get it graded just because it looks so pretty.
That's a really good looking book.
Another one that's a good looking one is Star Trek number 1 from Marvel.
Oh, cool.
That's like a $10 book, but graded, it could be worth more. Another one that's actually kind of cool. This is Supergirl number 5. I forgot exactly what year this is from. It's not a big money book, but it reprints the first appearance of Zatanna from Hawkman. So it's like one of the early reprints of her first appearance. So it's not her actual first appearance. But it's kind of significant in that fact that it reprints that earlier story.
That's cool.
That's nice. Here's one that Todd might actually like. This is issue number 1 of 2001: A Space Odyssey with the Jack Kirby cover.
That's cool.
Oh, that's nice.
And I actually have
that's really cool.
2 copies of it.
2 of them.
And one of them is like in better condition, so I'm considering like having one of them because like if you look at the very tops of these issues, like this one, it's nice and black, and this one's all chipped to shit.
Yeah.
So what I might do is I might grade one of them and then throw the other one in as a reader copy with the graded book. But it's really
that's
weird.
cool.
This one, the one that has the darker tops, is got like a crease down the side, where this one looks better, but it's all chipped up. It's one of those things where I don't know. I mean, it's a great looking book just for the cover itself, but I don't know. They're not valuable books, but they look fantastic. You know.
I really like the cover on those. They look really cool.
When
Yeah.
do people buy only because of the value, or do you really have customers that come in and say, "Oh, that looks cool, I'll buy it"?
I've had people. What I've seen is that I've had 3 different types of people that buy graded books. You have the people that grade for value. They buy for investment, not buy for value, but buy for investment. They want something in the highest grade possible. It's a first appearance. It's something blah 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 blah. Right? Then you have people that buy for sentimental reasons. I'm very much a sentimental buyer. I will buy something that I liked as a kid. I don't care what the grade is. You know, having a copy graded is just like, to me, the ultimate way to own something. The ultimate way to own a copy of a comic that you really, really enjoy. Remember how I showed you guys that Wolverine Jungle Adventure? I completely forgot. The next annual for for Wolverine was the Alan Davis one, Bloodlust. So I'm looking for a good copy of that to get graded. You know which one I'm talking about, where he's hunched over on the cover and he's like, yeah. Oh, that's a fantastic book. But it's also one that it's not really valuable, but I would love to have a graded copy just to put up on my wall, you know? And then the third one is somebody who just likes the cover, because you're never going to open the comic. So you're buying it for the cover. You're really buying it for the cover. And that's what a lot of the comic companies nowadays are doing, is they're publishing stuff just for the cover, because they know there are people out there that will buy it
just
for the cover.
That's why you have
50
covers of Thundercats.
Here's another one that I put aside to potentially be graded. Now, it's got a black cover, which means nicks can be very easily seen. But this is a fantastic... It's Atlas Comics, The Scorpion #1, with Howard Chaykin did the art in this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And this is another one of these comics that's considered a bondage cover, because turns out comicpriceguide.com has it has a theme section where you can actually look up themed books. And this is something we may want to go through eventually. One of the themes items is bondage covers. Another one is like the 25th anniversary Marvel frame covers, all these different themes, right? Well, there was one theme that I found that I thought was super interesting. It was books that were mentioned in the book Seduction of the Innocents.
Oh.
Which was the book that was used to create the comics code to ban a lot of types of comics.
Yeah, that's
cool.
cool.
What they did is, if the comic was mentioned in that book, they made a whole section just for it. And you can literally just go issue after issue. And what's really funny is, I was doing that earlier. There was only like 130 comics, something like that were mentioned. And they were all different ones from all different eras. And some of them, you could look at it and go, oh yeah, okay, I could see. And then there was others where it's like, it was a Bugs Bunny issue. It's like, what? But because somebody was in peril, or somebody was being shot, or somebody's life was in danger, like literally one of the covers was like this Noor type of private investigator who somebody was pointing a gun at him, and he was on the edge of a building, and the woman that he was rescuing was sitting on the edge of the building. That was mentioned because her life was in danger. Her life was at risk. That was it. And that's that ridiculous. Was they wanted to ban that because somebody's life was in danger. But the whole section, it's so interesting looking at some of these covers, because you're like, why is this cover even listed? And then you find out, oh, it's because, somebody was pointing a gun at somebody. Or there was a couple of covers in which it was a Batman and Robin issue, and the bad guy was pointing a gun at Batman and Robin. That was considered child endangerment because Robin was a child. And that was one of the things they were against was, yeah.
What, you're against child endangerment? Bastards.
That's right. That's right.
You got to be for child endangerment. Come on now.
So that's something we could take a look at sometime in the future. I mean, it was rather interesting. So,
that's pretty good.
Oh, this is a comic. I don't know if we talked about this before, but you've probably heard about it. It's called The Sacrificers.
I've never heard of this.
This is Rick Remender and Max Fumara on art, and this is issue 1. This is the Max Fumara cover. The issue cover that I got was the Justin Tuskegee, whatever. It was a pretty looking cover, but I had an opportunity to buy a copy of this one because it's the original cover. That was like cover B. This was cover A, and this is a freaking gorgeous book. And one of the things I find so fascinating about it is it's very much a story about the ruling class, the gods. They're this ruling class of individuals. And as the series goes on, you're introduced to more and more of these gods, like the gods of the tides, the gods of the ocean, gods of the moon, god of the fire, and so forth. They're ugly, ugly characters. They're just ugly. And I think that's kind of Rick Remender's commentary on them in the fact that they're not beautiful. They're not something to strive to. They're ugly, ugly characters. And it's just very fascinating, the whole book.
Ugly, like physically ugly?
Oh yeah. Just there was one character. I think I have issue 3, and I read it, and they're having they're having this dinner party, and all these gods have been invited to this party, and the main god is like the sun god. He's like his head's on fire, and he wears a black mask with the rest of his head's fire, and his estranged wife shows up, and she is the goddess of the moon, and she walks in. She's bald. She's skinny. She looks like her whole entire body is gray, like the moon, of course. But she's very ugly. And they're like, oh, my God, she's so beautiful. She's so wonderful. We haven't seen her in forever. And I'm like, he drew her not attractive on purpose. But they all the characters are like, oh, my God, look how gorgeous she is. And she's like, she's not like Harley Quinn, in a bikini with no chest. So it's an interesting book. I'm just saying it's an interesting book. If you have a chance to read it, you might actually. Now you're making me look to see if I can find a copy to share with you guys. Oh, I bought this issue. I bought this from
Tim,
from Coliseum's anniversary sale where it was buy two get one for 41 cents. And I just really like the cover. So Bruce Timm's awesome. Yeah, and look, she doesn't have a double mastectomy. I don't know why I'm bringing that up, guys. It's just that whole cover just really, really disturbed me. All right, hold on. All right, let's see. Knights of the Old Republic. Got a whole bunch of those. No, that's not it. Nope. I don't know if any of you guys are reading this book, Batman Offworld.
No.
Freaking great. I'm loving it. It is Jason Aaron writing it and Doug Mankey on art.
Oh, cool.
And Doug Mankey, awesome. He's great, but it's a really, really fun Batman story. I think issue 3 came out and I missed it, so I'll have to keep an eye out for it. But
Andrew loves to buy comics from people that hate him.
I really don't care about that. Yeah, they may hate me, but that's all right. Oh, I have a couple of I actually have a couple of Archie comics in here that I thought looked great that I'm thinking about getting. This is actually not an Archie comic. It's actually a DC comic in the style of Archie. It's a comic from, I don't know what the date is, but it was called Date with Debbie. I'm sure you guys have never heard of it, but just a really great looking cover. Okay. And what's funny is the guy's saying, "Gosh, Debbie." Debbie is the one right here, the skinny one. Says, "Gosh, Debbie, why don't you get a bathing suit like that?" And they're literally wearing the same exact bathing suit.
Yeah, and the very sly reference to the huge boner with the beach umbrella right there.
Wait, go back. Let's see it. Yeah, really.
And then this one, I don't know anything about this comic, but I just love the cover. This is Cheryl Blossom. This is actually an Archie comic, but gotta love a good-looking redhead.
She looks like
Archie comics were fucking risque, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and this was part of a trade-in that I got. This one's actually worth a little bit of money. It's a little dinged up. I might have to try to press it again, but Radioactive Man #1.
Oh yeah, I remember when that came out.
From Bongo Comics. This is the glow-in-the-dark variant. Actually, I don't think it's a variant. I think it was the original. But
because Radioactive Man first appeared in the Simpsons.
Yes, that's. Oh, and this is issue #1 of Batman Off-World. This is one of the variants.
Yeah, the painting covers
featuring the hot chicks. Yeah, where they do it just to sell comics, and sometimes
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Ooh, this is gonna make a really nice one when it gets graded. Amazing Spider-Man #187.
Is that a Mike Zeck? No.
I don't believe so. No, it's a Pollard. Pollard. Let's see. My Johnny Quest issue #5, Dave Stevens cover.
Ooh, that's cool.
It's a nice one. So that's one of those ones that if I get graded, I'll be grading it for myself. So, which, I have to limit that. I have to limit what I actually get graded for me. Where?
Look at all these books you're pulling out.
Dude, I have 3 long boxes over here of books potentially to be graded. This is just the ones I've acquired within the last few weeks.
Good God, dude.
Yes, I know.
It's almost like you started a comic shop just to allow yourself the freedom to feed your addiction. I don't know.
The crazy thing is I don't collect comics anymore.
Wow.
But I do collect slabbed comics. Oh, this is the one. This is the one that's worth $360. I don't know exactly why. It's the first appearance of somebody.
Mm.
And then, of course, there's this one, which is the first appearance of Dr. Aphra. With this, I think this one currently guides at like a 480, some crazy amount.
Really?
Yep. A 9.8 copy, which I have a 9.8 in the store.
Because that's just like a couple-year-old
title.
Yeah.
Well,
But she's a pretty popular character, though,
she
right?
is. She was.
I like it. I like the character.
She's one of those characters where if they don't do anything with her, people are going to be kind of pissed because if there's not a TV show about Dr. Aphra, they'll be pissed.
Yeah. She's kind of like the antithesis of Han Solo in a way.
Yes.
Like, take no shit. I'm going to talk to Vader how I want, and I'm going to fly my damn ship.
Yep. And she has a C-3PO and an R2-D2 robot.
Right.
Who the C-3PO is like a mass murderer.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like has no problem with killing people and enjoys doing it.
Oh, like the HK unit in the Old Republic game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I've never played the game, so I don't know. Where...
Oh, dude, the first 2 are fantastic. I don't play the MMO. I don't want to. But the Knights of the Old Republic games that were just like single player role playing games, they're fantastic.
The MMO, I played it when it launched, and I loved it purely because of the cutscenes and all the dialogue.
Yeah,
I was a Sith something or another,
dude.
And that was just awesome.
When they turned that to an MMO, I got ass mad because I wanted the single player role playing game. I wanted a third installment. I was mad.
The story wise, it plays like one. That's what was so great about it. It was expansive enough you could run around and do shit, but story wise, like, I really loved it. I wish I would have taken it a little further, but.
What was the name of the book I'm looking for?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I forgot.
I was literally about to make a Nazi joke, but then I thought, nah.
Sacrificers. That was it. I'm looking for. Oh. All right. So this was the first issue of the Sacrificers that I picked up. This is the cover
That's
that I originally
cool,
picked
man.
up.
That's
Well,
really
that's
cool.
Yeah.
And let me see. This I don't think this issue. No, this issue's not going to have what I'm looking for. Hold on a second. I think I have it over here in this stack. I just got to find it. I got so many comics around here. It's embarrassing. All right, let's see. Nope. Nope, that's not it either. Well, shoot. Shibadoo it. I don't know where it's at. I swore I thought I had it around here somewhere. I think I might actually have taken it to the store already. But let me just show you some of this art. Oh. This is the guy that comes to collect the sacrifices.
Nice.
So foreboding and horrible looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
these
love
families.
the character design there.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
These families have to give up a family member, a child,
Sweet.
to be sacrificed to the gods.
It's my kind of book.
Yeah. But let me see if I can find it. Oh, this is the sun god sitting on his throne right here. This right here, that's his head. But he's sitting on his throne.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That artwork is pretty good.
Yeah. It's Max, whatever his name is. He's done some really great books. The example of what I'm talking about. All right, never mind. This one doesn't have a really good example, but needless to say, this is a book I recommend if you want something different. It's not superheroes. It's good art, good story, and I recommend it.
What's that called again?
The Sacrificers.
Dude, I love it. Fuck yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. I like the name. That's actually kind of hard to get a good name.
Guys, I got to show you guys something. Remember how I got this in one of the lots I bought a while ago? This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original series, issue number 5. This is the second printing.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a guy had a whole bunch of Turtles issues up on eBay, and I was specifically watching this one to see how it did. The guy had a 9.8 copy, which I do not think I have. I would hope this would be a high 9, but it's got dings on the spine. His 9.8 graded copy of this book went for over $2,000.
Holy crap.
Nobody's going to pay $2,000 if it's not a 9.8, but that's just so freaking awesome. But yeah, this
Turtles
one
is crazy valuable, man.
Oh yeah. Well, this one, mine copy's really chipped and beat up a little bit. I mean, it was well loved. It was well read.
I know. I really regret selling mine at some point. I had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original number 1.
Yeah.
Oh.
Number 1. Huh? Yeah, I had the first issue, and oh, bless you. And I traded it. I traded it for at the comic shop that I used to go to off of Bay Meadows, Andrew. You know, I got it number 1. I paid like $100 for it. That book right now is worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I traded it for Fantastic Four number 3. I think I can't remember if I traded it. I can't remember which way the trade went. Whether I traded Fantastic Four number 3 for the book, for the Ninja Turtles book, or vice versa. I can't remember, but I had it in my possession for quite a while, and then I think I sold it at like a flea market or something. Worst, so bad, dude, so bad.
I fixed Drew's cover.
There you go. Look how dope that looks.
Well, is it? I got this one. This one was
That
probably
looks
the
great.
best.
They all look better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely better.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
so sad that you fixed it.
Yeah. I just like snipped it while you had it on cam there and just was
That
like,
looks
let's
great.
see what I can do.
That one. I like that one. Yeah.
This one?
No,
This one?
that's pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like all of that one. That one. They're all good. There's like 2 or 3 in
Yeah.
there that are really good.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, yeah, man. I don't know. Like
Korea, man. Shit's awesome.
The artist could have drawn her cover in like an hour and a half, tossed it into Korea, done this, printed this off, and redrawn her own book cover.
No
and
kidding.
made it look better.
No kidding.
You know?
Yeah, but then it wouldn't have been her art. So.
Oh yes, it would have.
A 9.8 copy, ungraded, of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 runs about 21,000.
Wow.
Rated 9.8.
Yeah.
About 10 times that amount, $230,000.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
About $250,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I seriously doubt the copy you had would have been near mint. It would have been a 9.8. You would have read it and read it. And read
yeah. It would have. It was
Yeah.
probably. I mean, if I had to guess, it's still in the 9s though. I wouldn't have bought it if it was a damaged copy. So it was a pretty good copy.
Well, it did have a black border around it, and black tends to really show every little nick and dig and everything.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. The more black that's on a cover, the harder it is to hide stuff, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah. Yeah, next time I see you, I'll slap you just for that.
$250,000. Even half that, 100,000, I would have taken.
Yeah. Well, a 9.6 graded only comes in about 27 or 72,000.
So, only.
Yeah.
Still.
Yep.
I'll take it.
First print 19. See, the only grace that I have here is that came out in 1984. I didn't start collecting comics till 95. So
Well, yeah, but
technically,
that's why
I
I
can
got
say
it as
that
a
was
back
before
issue.
my time.
Yeah, I
was
got it as a
before my-
back issue. So
Yeah. Dude, if we could only go back in time.
If I could turn back time.
I knew that was coming.
If I could find a way.
I never got like
Take
what isn't that
that
where she's like on
forward.
the Navy
Yes.
ship, like straddling
Yes.
the long gun with all the sailors?
Yes, so much controversy there.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys want to hear probably the worst?
What does it have to
thing-
do with turning back time? Oh, she's on a World War II ship.
well, you know, maybe
If she was younger, she probably could have handled all those guys. So one of the worst things about MegaCon for me is on the drive back home, Mike has a CD of dance mix songs, famous dance songs or modern dance songs. And it's just got a wide variety of really great, sing along to jams. And it has one of my all-time favorite songs to sing to in the car.
Rick Astley.
Nope. Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball. I love that song.
You are the gayest straight man I've
That
ever
is
met.
such a great song to sing when you're by yourself. And this is the reason why it's the worst part of the trip.
Especially when you have the children tied up and gagged in the back of the trunk.
The CD skips on that song and only that song. And the entire time I'm singing it and the song starts to skip, Michael turns to me and says, "See? It knew you were singing. You broke it." I came in like a wrecking ball. I'm not gonna straddle a giant wrecking ball in the nude for you guys, but I will sing it for you if you like.
Ron Jeremy did. Ron Jeremy did. They did a parody with Ron Jeremy on the Wrecking Ball.
Did they really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever happened to Ron Jeremy? I mean, I know
He
went-
is
He's in
going
jail.
to jail for a
Prison.
long time. Yeah.
I mean, did they? I thought they couldn't try him because he lost his marbles or something.
Oh yeah. No, I think they judged him competent, maybe. But yeah, he's like uber bad fucked.
Oh, you guys want to hear a political joke?
Shoot.
A timely political joke?
Shoot.
The Attorney General just gave Trump his new slogan. Trump 2024. I'm the guy who's competent to stand trial, unlike the other guy.
I got one better for you. That's even more terrible.
Okay.
Biden 2024. Vote for the vegetable.
All right, that's it. No more politics. We're done. It's a funny joke, though.
It is a funny joke, yeah.
Oh my God.
So what's everybody doing this weekend? Anybody watching a football game? I know Romel is.
Yeah, I'll be invested in watching a football game.
Maybe.
Anybody want to take a bet on whether or not Taylor Swift shows up?
Oh God, you know she's going to be there.
She's supposed
She's
to
gotta
be
fly from
performing in Japan. So yeah.
Well, the Japanese Bureau of something made sure to release a statement saying that as long as she gets to the airport, she'll make it there in time.
Oh, wow.
I mean, she'll be there. I don't really care.
You don't.
So I'm really tired. I mean, I live in Kansas City, so it's like all Taylor all the time, which is cool. Been cool for the city, I suppose.
I don't get a repeal, but then again, I'm not a teenage girl, and I haven't been for a while. So,
I get her appeal.
I have a massive amount of respect for her, actually, because she's one of those like few people in Hollywood that didn't sell out her rights to her songs. She writes her songs like
Didn't
she had her parents.
She sold all the original songs. Some guy owns them.
Maybe is that why she did like the new album thing? Well, for the most part though, she's retained all her stuff. She's like, like the creative director, the videos, all that kind of shit. I mean, and then her master stroke was with that last tour where she did her own ticketing to make sure her fans got it first, that they couldn't be resold, and that's what propelled her into being a billionaire. Like, she's shrewd and she's smart, and
well, most sociopaths are.
Star, it doesn't seem like she's a total piece of shit.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I don't know a single song that she sings except for maybe that "Shake It Off" song.
But does she live in Kansas City? Is that because she's dating what's his face?
Yeah, I think she's there a lot.
Fairly certain she lives in New York and California.
Yeah. But homeboy bought a mansion out in the gated Richie Rich section.
Yeah, in a couple of years it'll be a new album about how he was an abuser.
Oh yeah,
that's her MO. That's what she does. She's a narcissist.
Yeah, she's an awesome marketer though. Didn't she just get a Grammy?
Yes.
By the way, my new album.
People think she's stupid. She's not. She's very self-aware.
Oh yeah.
She knows what she's doing.
I'm telling you, she's a CIA.
Sounds like a manipulator.
Operative.
Oh yeah, she is. She knows exactly.
Well, what do you guys think about her potentially?
Oh, I totally believe she's a CIA op now.
What do you think about her being potentially being cast as Dazzler in an X-Men movie?
That'd be cool.
Oh, hell no,
cool, man. Oh, did you see who got cast as Mr. Fantastic? He's
going to be great.
It's a bit of a stretch.
Ah!
I've never seen him play like real cerebral type characters.
Ramel,
he's in everything, dude.
Wait. Ramel looks like he has a face of who's gonna play Mr. Fantastic.
Pedro Pascal, isn't his name Pedro Pascal?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in everything, dude. I'm over that guy being in everything.
I like him.
I've liked him in everything he's been in. I don't think I can think of a single movie that I didn't like him in. So.
But you know what? I like what's his face? Every movie he's been in. Something Pena.
Who?
Michael Pena.
Yeah, Michael. I love everything he's in, but it's certain shit that he can't play.
Yeah, well. Hey, Romel, did you see the trailer for The Quiet One or The Quiet Place Day One?
Day One, yeah, I just saw that.
That looks good. That looks good.
That does look good.
I've liked both of those movies immensely.
Wait.
I've never seen either one of them.
You haven't? Oh no, they're good. They're good.
Really?
They're very very enjoyable. good
Well,
story.
what I
They're
think
intelligent they're intelligent alien invasion movies. But
what I think they're doing is they've kind of painted themselves in a corner to where you have a movie like the first one. Okay, cool concept. So the second one they expand on that concept, but the third one you really can't expand anymore. So I think the clever thing to do is to tell an origin story
Yep.
in order to keep the genre fresh. And I believe that's what a lot of people are doing because X-Men did it. After they made so many shitty X-Men movies, they did the origin story.
Yep. No. I think this is a good way to go back in because when the story begins, when the first movie begins, the invasion's already happened. They're surviving it. It's a family surviving in this world. And the second one was the very next day, almost after the first movie. How do they survive further? And they actually find other people. They literally find other people on an island. They get to an island where people are thriving and living. And that all goes to shit. But I mean, it makes sense. And this one is day one when the invasion starts and what happens. And where before anybody knows any of the thing about they're attracted to noise. If you make noise, they'll come and get you. They'll eat you. They're hiding all over the place. And in the first movie, this family, the daughter is deaf, so they all know sign language, so they're able to communicate with each other and stay out of harm's way from the aliens. And it's a good flick.
You think
I recommend it.
everyone
I recommend
would
it.
develop some sign language, though? If that were the case.
Should we watch the trailer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, play the trailer.
I've never seen it. I want to see it though.
I like how they did that countdown though.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
In the first movie, it was very, very suspenseful because you knew there was something out there. You just didn't know what it was, what it looked like, or anything. And when they show up, it's really freaky. But it's damn good. It's a good series, and I'm glad they're making more of them.
I'll have to check it out.
Yep.
I'm still excited to see Dune Part 2.
Baby.
I really want to see that.
Yeah, Dune. I love that director, man. He's so fucking good, dude.
I hope they don't.
I'm unfamiliar with that director.
They're making a Blood and Honey 2 trailer.
I saw that.
Really?
Yeah, I was gonna watch it. You want to watch it?
Sure.
So the guy that the director of Dune is also the one guy that did Blade Runner 2024.
Which is
Yeah.
excellent.
2040, whatever
Such
the
a
date
good
was.
film.
It's so good.
I was just
So
captivated by that film.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't even matter what the movie's about. Like it's just so good to look at.
Yeah, it's visually stunning. Yeah, I give you that.
I was pretty bored watching it.
Yeah, the pacing is.
Yeah, I know, but
I didn't think it was
I don't know,
anywhere
I got
near as.
into it, man.
I didn't think it was anywhere near as good as the original.
Well, the original is a class. It's one of the best movies ever made. So,
well,
in a long burn movie like that, a slow burn movie, not a long burn, a slow burn movie, you want a payoff at the end. I don't think the movie had that big of a payoff, though.
yeah, it didn't.
You know.
Well, Avery, the thing is, when they remade it, they emphasized more context on the story to where I understood it better. Like, I didn't realize that them going to that planet was an actual trap. Like how they wanted to take out the House of Atreides because they had that one power with they would manipulate or weaponize sound. So when the Emperor got wind of that, he's like, you know what? I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to take them out, but how can I take them out? And it was a lot. It was a lot of plotting that I did not pick up on in the original one.
Yeah. Well, that sound thing's not in the book. That's just something David Lynch threw in there. The weirding modules thing. Yeah.
Oh,
it's a cool weapon, but it's not in the book.
Really? That's not in the book?
No, it's just something that he tossed in. I mean, there's all
Muad'Dib.
Yeah, no, I mean, actually, it's funny. Like Lynch's version of Dune is not very close to the book. I mean, he took a lot of liberties, and actually, I remember back in the '90s, when the Sci-Fi Channel first came around, they would show the original director's cut version, which is like 4.5 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got it on VHS.
Yeah, it makes a little more sense, but even then, it's been described as an absolutely glorious misfire. I mean,
I think it's great. I love it anyway. I think it's fucking awesome. Now, the Sci-Fi Channel did their own miniseries of Dune and then
actually much
Dune
closer.
Messiah.
Which actually follows the book a lot more closely.
A lot closely, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it's Sci-Fi Channel. You could tell, you could tell that the budget they were really
it didn't stand up to the test of time.
Half the actors were from Eastern Europe. And they pulled it off, but it's you get what you pay for, basically.
Yeah. But the new one
one's
is what I pictured in my head when I read the book. Like the ornithopters, especially, just like it does such a good job of this is like what was in my head, and I fucking love it. I just hope they don't screw up this thing where they've enhanced Zendaya's role as Chani.
No, they're gonna do it. Yeah, they're gonna have to. They're gonna do that because that's what they do nowadays. I mean, because if you read the book, I mean, Chani, she doesn't actually have that big a role in the book. She's just basically the love interest. That's about it. And actually, because in the book, the guy he kills at the at the end of the first movie, the Jameis.
Bad. Mm-hmm.
In the I don't know if you've done this in the movie, but in the book, basically he basically like takes the man's wife as a prize.
Oh yeah.
And I think
that's crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, if you think the book is weird, try reading some of the sequels. I mean, let me put it this way: Frank Herbert was one of those guys who really, really enjoyed the '60s a little too much, and it shows up in his writing.
I've read all of them. Up to I don't know, the fifth one, I think, and then I read a bunch of the original prequels, like House Atreides, House Harkonnen, House Carino.
You mean the books that Brian Herbert says he found in in a bank vault in Seattle?
Yeah, they get shit on a lot, but look, I really enjoy them, and especially the Butler Tyrion Jihad trilogy. That one's really good. I really love that.
They were okay for me, and I like them. I mean, I didn't much. I'd never read Frank Herbert past the second book. I tried. I just couldn't get into it. I mean, honestly, freaky sandworm mind sex with women warriors just wasn't really in my bag. Yes, that's an
God
actual
Emperor
thing.
Dune. Yeah, that one gets a little out there.
That's an actual thing in Dune, and I think in the last book, the culmination of the book is so basically, a bit of spoiler alert. You go something 20,000 years in the future, and the galaxy's under attack by a group called the Honored Matres, which are basically like Bene Gesserit but evil, or more evil. And they basically control men by having sex with them, and the story goes is that there's this one guy, the hero, who ends up like becoming the first guy who basically has screws like the main villainess into submission. And at least that's the story behind it, and that's like the least weird thing that happens in the novel. I mean,
are you done spoiling? I took my headphones out.
Yeah,
so I'm going to go back and finish it someday.
No, it's
cool.
Also, I mean, look, the prequels are okay. Honestly, I just thought they I understand why he did it. I mean, if you're someone like Brian Herbert, and your dad's got this like wrote one of the greatest sci-fi novels ever, and he left the series unfinished, and you're gonna ride that horse until it collapses beneath you.
I wish they'd make something out of the Butler Tyrion Jihad. I think it's awesome prequel. It was a great story. It's outside of the main Dune timeline. I think it'd be a really cool, like, long form animation or.
Honestly, I mean, look, they're making a Warhammer 40K TV show on Amazon. Henry Cavill's going to be in it. Personally, I'm not sure how they're going to pull that off because the 40K universe. Well, you guys, you know the term grimdark, right? You heard of the term grimdark? Like Game of Thrones is like a very grimdark show. Mm-hmm. Well, Warhammer 40K, 40,000 is where the term grimdark originates. Mm-hmm. It's like the tagline is, "In the grim darkness of the future, there is only war," and that kind of tells you all you need to know about it. So I'm not sure how they're gonna make a TV series about that is gonna be palatable to a general audience.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal,
but like the I mean, it's some of the stuff in the books gets pretty dark. I mean, like really dark.
Yeah, I've never read the books, but I've watched. Well, I watched they did put out an animated series of like 12 20-minute episodes. That was all right. And then I've watched like some of the cutscenes and animatics that they've done for some of the video games are fucking awesome. And then I've watched even some like of the amateur fan base stuff that's really good that goes through all the stories.
Well, that stuff was fun until GW cracked down on them, and I don't think the others really care about this because I mean, do you guys care about Warhammer at all?
I'm not. I never got into Warhammer, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's one of the last big franchises that hasn't been totally screwed over by Hollywood. So give it time.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact is, Star Wars is dead. Star Trek is dead. The MCU is, I don't know. They basically ran that. Honestly, that was going to die anyway because after Endgame, where do you go?
Yeah. Well, they had a lot of.
They should have let Thanos win.
Yeah.
Or
they had a lot of opportunity that they squandered.
I mean,
dude, if Galactus isn't in this Fantastic Four movie, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
And like
Galactus, I don't know why King the
Galactus.
Conqueror, when they announced that this was going to be the next phase, like the early, like right after Endgame, I was like, it's going to be Galactus. It's got to be Galactus. Like it had to be Galactus, and they put King the Conqueror in there. I was like, what? Like why? Like King the Conqueror is not. I'm sorry, but he's not bigger or scarier than Thanos. Like,
no,
give me a break.
No.
Anyway,
no, he can be.
I want his whole story. I want the whole thing. I want a lonely planet eater. I want to cry for Galactus.
I want the Silver Surfer. You gotta have the Silver Surfer.
Okay, should we watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey too?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to get the Silver Surfer. She's coming. She's coming.
Whoa, what do you mean she?
They've already announced that they're going to cast the Silver Surfer as a woman.
Really?
Yeah, when Galactus has already had a female herald.
That's the rumor.
Put a chick in it, make it gay, make her lame.
Yep.
Yep.
You have heard who's going to be in the that they're talking about for the Pirates of the Caribbean reboot, right? No. Has anybody watched the show The Bear?
No.
Yeah, I've seen
it's a really good show, but the one girl, the black girl that's like his protege, that's who they're talking about being the lead for the new Pirates of the Caribbean.
Do they really need to reboot Pirates of the Caribbean? There's been like 4 of those things. And the last one's not even a decade old, probably.
Yeah.
I thought there were 5 of them.
Maybe. I don't even know. The last one I watched was.
I know they're never going to get Johnny Depp to do it again, but they should get Johnny Depp to do it again.
Yeah, no, I think he's gone back to his roots of like basically starring in like offbeat indie films.
Yeah, that's where he was best.
I mean, look. I mean, honestly, look. The first pirate movie was amazing. I liked it.
Yeah, of course.
The second, number 2 and 3 were okay. I think the last one was kind of a jip because they had 2 big fleets lined up, and I was all keyed up for like a massive naval battle, and it didn't really happen. They just kind of stared at each other, which sucked. Movies after that was kind of like, yeah, you're just like shaking the money tree now, and the last one was kind of like, what's the point? It's basically that it ran out of steam, and they just kind of like kept pushing the corpse.
Like, do something.
Well, honestly, Johnny
Weekend at Bernie's.
Johnny Depp looks really good in those Sauvage commercials with the wolves and the guitar.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Here's a Winnie the Pooh trailer.
Just destroy my childhood. Go ahead.
Let's begin. I'm going to take you back. Feel all weight drift away. How are you feeling?
Good, I think.
Do you recall anything from the session? Focus. What is happening?
This was the day Billy was taken.
Them kids. They didn't stay buried. As if the earth itself was allowing this horror.
Tigger isn't in the public domain yet.
Yes, he is. Tigger absolutely is.
He came later than Pooh.
Yeah, and he's already in the public domain.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
There's someone setting similarities to the 100 Acre Massacre.
It's not safe. There have been loads of murders being dashed down.
Tell me everything you saw, please.
I knew this day would come.
All of Ashdown will burn.
Dude.
That's so stupid.
I haven't seen the first one.
Speaking of Winnie the Pooh, and this is like, I'll have to get on this topic later because I know we're almost out of time. So, Russia is, my wife is Russian, right? And the Russian animation or anything from that region, from like the 40s through the 70s, some of it is absolutely fucking amazing, right? But Russia has always been really good about co-opting stories and doing it their own way. And Russian Winnie the Pooh is so much better. It's like funny, and Winnie the Pooh's just like kind of a little asshole. He's not like, oh dude, he's like, I'm gonna get some honey. He uses Piglet. He's like, give me your balloons, man. He goes up with his hold on, let me see if I can find it real fast. It's funny, dude. I gotta show you, Todd. You'll appreciate it too, because some of these Russian animators, some of them were like masters of rotoscoping, and so they didn't like necessarily follow industry standards at the time. So they have like this some of the Russian animation has this very fluid rotoscoped animation that has like more. It looks like more frames per second.
I've seen old independent. Some of the old independent animation was really strong, really artistic.
some of the stories are hilarious. I mean, some of it's like kid stuff, but there's like some folktale stuff. That I'll have to show you sometime. It's nutty. Hold on. Here's Winnie the Pooh. That was scary though, man. That shit. That blood one.
I've wanted to make a Winnie the Pooh character for Hero. I definitely have got to make a Tigger character for Crom. It's got to happen now.
Here, hold on, let me advance it up here a little bit so it's Russian Winnie the Pooh is funny though. We'll just play like, a minute of it or something.
Yeah.
Oop. Hold on. Hey. Here he comes.
Если я чешу в затылке, не беда. Да. Но хотя там и опилки, но кричалки и вопилки, а также шумелки, пыхтелки и сопелки. Сочиняю я неплохо иногда. Да. Хорошо живет на свете Винни-Пух. Оттого поет он эти песни.
It's so the song's funny anyway. Like, yeah, he goes to Piglet and
it's great, man. Hand drawn.
Yeah. He gets this balloon and he's trying to figure out how to get honey out of the tree. And he paints himself black like a rain cloud. And he gets these bees, man. I don't know, man. It's just different. It's just
that's great.
It's just kind of a cool. All the Russian styles are really interesting because they were secluded and they just have like a bit of their own flavor with stuff. Yeah, but if you ever watch it, like it's pretty good stuff. I'll have to find this other one about this folktale about this magical fish, dude. It's like a trip. It's crazy.
That's where the Baba Yaga comes from.
Yeah, Baba Yaga stuff too. Yeah, and Russian like folktales are weird because like everybody.
Yeah, Slavic folktales folktales are wild, man.
Yeah. Like Father Frost, which is like like the Santa Claus. He's got his granddaughter who's made of ice, and then like she melts at the end of the story. I'm like, that's how sweet,
Did Rommel ditch because it's after 10?
Probably.
Okay.
If Rommel dips, that means we should probably dip too, right?
Gotta slip in the bed.
He said gotta slip in the bed. Yeah, I understand.
Well, that's what happens when you have a cannon full of lube.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
brought it full circle. You're welcome.
Tomorrow.
I don't want to hear about circles and lube.
Well, tomorrow in Florida, it's warming up, so I'm going to be sitting on a beach, like watching fishing rod and trying and just actually taking some time off.
Awesome. Well,
I don't know while.
Guys, love you. Happy Friday, Nerd Den. Have a great weekend.
Nerd Den.
I love it, man. I love ending the week with you guys. It's just nice.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Except to you, Andrew. All right, I'll see you guys soon.
All right.
See you guys soon.
Yeah. I find it funny that Dusty sends me the invite, and then he's not here.
Yeah.
Well,
bitch, nobody kicked me. Good night.
Good night.
Suck a blunt.
It's never too late. It's never too late, Todd.
Yeah, I know.
End the stream. Hurry up, end the stream.
He's asking.
Okay, Todd, I'll see you.
All right. Hold on. See you guys later. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.